Oh man, today has been a busy day. Just getting some meal prep going on right here. Some hot sauce, put on my chicken, adds a little flavor. I'm actually kind of upset because I've been stuck behind the computer so long, I haven't had a time to get in here and cook my asparagus. But I went to the grocery store yesterday and I forgot to buy broccoli, so I'm kind of screwed right now. But that's all right. I'll make do with the sweet potato, chicken, and white rice. A little pre-workout meal. I got my bottle right here, kind of hooked to my pants because I'm so cool. Gonna take a little break and head downstairs. You want to come, Doug? Okay, he can come. Let's go downstairs. So it's been probably 2 months since I bought oil to change for Jane. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it now. So when I jack up Jane, I gotta use 2 jacks. I gotta use that small one to get the car off the ground a little bit. Then I can get the big one in. And then obviously, guys, safety first. You gotta make sure you always have jack stands. Because if that car comes down on you, you're dead. And you won't be making any more gains. This is where precision aim comes into play. Nice. All done with the oil, got the filter out, and then just a trick my dad taught me when you put a new filter in is you actually just kind of want to put some oil, I'm just going to use a little bit out of here, around the rubber, just like this, just to soften it up a little bit. And so I'm actually going to stop recording and just make sure I go all the way around this. It's kind of hard while holding the camera, but just put a little bit of oil on the outside rubber of the filter before you put the filter in. Typically when I do oil changes, I like to use Mobil 1 oil, obviously synthetic, in the Camaro. And for filters, I usually go whatever the deal's with. Well, I like to make sure it's at least a Mobil 1 or a Fram, so I choose between those two. But, so now we're just gonna tighten this up. One thing I like to do is just make my own filters, so I just pour 1 quart in, and then I cut the bottom off. Makes life way easier. What up, Herbs? What's going on, nation? Today we're going to be hitting chest and back. We're going to be doing a series of 4 supersets targeting a chest exercise and a back exercise in each one. I want you guys to push it as hard as you can, focus on short rest periods, only 30 seconds, and the reps are going to change per exercise, so make sure you pay attention. Now we're starting off here with the deadlift. Once again, guys, make sure you have proper deadlift form. I'll put a video link in the top left-hand corner of the video if you guys are having some trouble. This is my first set of deadlifts, and I noticed that I was a bit stiff. I wasn't sitting as much as I should, so I'm going to make sure my next set that I sit more. But, make sure you keep that core nice and tight, and you pull through on each rep. Now you're going to be supersetting that with 30 push-ups. This was a superset. My buddy just hit the record button, so it jumped real quick, but make sure when you're doing the push-ups, you're going all the way down and all the way up with each repetition. So if you can't do 30 in a row, stop if you have to. If you need to modify the exercise and go on your knees because you start to get fatigued in your chest, then that's fine as well. Just remember, guys, you're completing 4 sets of these 2 exercises. Now the next superset's going to be a barbell bench press and pull-ups. Now this is actually my 4th set, and you guys see me adding these little plates on the side. These are actually made by the same company that makes those Iron Bull strength grips. These are 0.5 pound plates, and so on the last set I did 185 for a set of 10, but I wanted to increase the weight a little bit because I'm getting pretty fatigued by the time I hit 10. So this allowed me to add 2 pounds to the exercise. This is 187. Now obviously, guys, full range of motion on the bench press, all the way down, all the way up on every single repetition. My buddy Mike's here spotting me just to make sure that I don't fail out, because the whole point of this workout is to fatigue your back and chest as much as possible. So you might have to lower the weights from your normal reps and sets if you're lifting with a traditional, 5x5 or sets of like 8 reps with longer rest periods. Those short rest periods are really going to get you. Now when you move over to the pull-ups, once again, full range of motion all the way up, all the way down on every single repetition. Fully lock out your elbows, pull your chin over that bar. Do not do kipping and do not do half reps. They will not get you the gains you want. And one thing that I like to do usually with pull-ups is on my last rep, nice and slow on the way down. Really feel every muscle fiber ripping and tearing from the spine. It feels great. The next superset is going to be a dumbbell incline chest press followed by a T-bar row. Now by the time you get to this exercise, you're going to be pretty fatigued. This is the third exercise in the series. You're doing 4 sets per superset, and you're only resting 30 seconds. You want to make sure on this exercise that you use full range of motion. So bring the dumbbells all the way down to your chest and then all the way up. If your shoulders hurt, bring the dumbbells all the way down. It's because you're not properly packing your shoulder blades. You're not pulling them together behind you when you're on the bench. So make sure you do that and you're able to do full range of motion. If you have to drop the weight at this point, that's okay. You should be pretty fatigued. You should have to drop the weight a little bit, especially if you're not used to doing these endurance type workouts. But once again, the goal here is volume and growth. Okay, we're not really worried about the weight. We just want to make sure the weight's big enough so that we can hit as many reps as possible. Now, the goal here was to do 10 repetitions of the T-bar row as well, but you guys are going to see that I actually did 15 reps. All the way down, all the way up with each repetition. Do not use momentum on this exercise. If you do, it's too heavy. Now, the reason why I did 15 reps instead of 10 is because by the time I got to 10, I realized I had a little more fuel in the tank, and I wanted to fully utilize this exercise. So it's always okay to do more reps.
Still got more to go.
Now the last superset is going to be chest dips and chin-ups. Now if you're unfamiliar with how to do a dip to target your chest, obviously you can watch this video here. I'll put another video link in the top left-hand corner of this video so you guys can go to my dip how-to video. But, all the way down, all the way up, full range of motion, and you want to have a nice wide grip. Usually I keep my feet together when doing this exercise. I just have to separate them for the pole that's behind me. But lean forward, dip all the way down, keep your elbows in, don't let them fray out too much, and you guys are going to feel it. I love doing bodyweight exercises at the ends of my workouts because it makes them so much more intense. Now for the chin-ups, you guys will notice I put some iron bowl strength grips on the bar. That's going to make the bar thicker, and it's going to make me have to work even harder to maintain a tight grip. So I'm really activating my forearms here, which at this point in the workout, it's just one of those things where it's the last exercise, so I might as well find a way to make it a bit more difficult for myself to do. And when your grip's already failing, making you having to work harder on that is really going to put the forearms to work and increase that overall grip strength. So guys, chin-ups, same as pull-ups, all the way down with each repetition, all the way up. And as soon as this workout's over, we're going to go home, have a nice post-workout meal, and you guys can meet my brother George. He's actually 32 and older than me.
Oh, you're making me a brand new pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I didn't know that. I thought you were just heating up leftover pizza that you had.
No, we're gonna make you some fresh pizza, George.
Boy.
George doesn't like salt and vinegar chips. That's my story. Why was everyone so quiet after I said that? Was that like a really impactful?
Everybody's worried about eating right now.
I'm gonna eat my food.